Infinite ammo.
Alright people, what's going on? So we're doing an IAS after hours for Final Fantasy VII Remake. This is going to be, as I hit my keyboard, like, this
apparently.
This is going to be an open discussion. We don't have any document for this. We're just going to talk about how we feel about the game compared to like the original, what we think about the new mechanics, and go from there. So I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Renegade Operative, and I'd like to introduce my co-host, Mr. Brendel.
Hi everybody, I'm a Final Fantasy character. You want to see my spiky hair?
Yes.
Next up we have If It's Not Fun.
Hey, it's me again. If it's not fun, why bother? Haha.
Next up is Daybreaker.
How's it going, guys?
Devil Hunter James.
You already know, fellas.
Inferno Dragon.
Yo.
And then we have Nam. Not Vietnam, just Nam.
You know, my tagline was gonna say, we're all thinking the joke.
So we're gonna start this one off. Since it's free for all, no document, where do you guys want to start first? The gameplay?
Sure.
We can.
Alright, so how do you feel about like the gameplay of Final Fantasy VII compared to
It's damn good.
It's really fun.
Very.
I'm glad they nailed the fun factor. I was afraid it was going to be somewhat repetitive. Like, cause I love the demo, but I had my concerns about the other stuff.
Yeah.
But thankfully, they had enough variety on its own, like new moves and stuff to keep it going.
That was my concern as well, of this being repetitive, because the person that did the gameplay didn't do the game justice, to be quite honest. Now, not to say that the game doesn't get repetitive, but there's enough variety and customization you can do. My complaint is that there's not enough uniqueness between, like, let's say Tifa and Cloud. They get different weapons or whatever. They get no abilities.
Yeah.
For Cloud, I wish his weapons actually had a unique Punisher mode dedicated to each weapon. Because when the bat has its own Punisher mode when it literally swings it like a bat. I feel like that's a missed opportunity to give
like
other weapons. Yeah, I feel like that's a missed opportunity to give other weapons its own unique Punisher mode to keep variety in with the game. And for Tifa, Tifa, I think she should have different martial arts moves with her triangle button when she charges up.
She's also the queen of punching everything in that game, because holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Same thing for Barret, I guess, too.
Barret, I love Barret. Barret's like probably one of the best things they've changed about the game.
Barret just like shoots the shit out of everything, and he says the Final Fantasy Remake thing. He
that's actually a common staple in the games in recent years. Because 13 games had it, Final Fantasy 15 had it.
I was gonna say what is it? Prompto and 15. He'll do it.
What's clever, isn't it? To like, do a little nod to the back and then.
You gotta remember the beginning.
I'm just waiting for the writers of 14 to do that now.
Okay, so
I forgot 14 doesn't have a victory theme per se.
So
no, it does.
One thing I'm experiencing now with the combat as I play the game, because I'm only on like chapter 12, is I don't like when there's like a flying enemy with Cloud and he just jumps up and he tries to hit him and you whiff.
Brandon said that. Brandon's like, so now you can jump.
Yeah, now you can jump and you can chase the enemy, but you can't hit them.
It's very
like
Kingdom Hearts-ish.
I was thinking.
Well, yes, but the way like the mechanic works is very Kingdom Hearts-ish, because Sora kind of does that in the older games.
Oh, okay, I see.
He'll kind of like track. But yeah, they should let you jump in the overworld. I don't know why they won't. Like
Honestly, it's not even a jump. He just sort of like magnetizes towards them. He like just flies.
I'm okay with it only because it would make the melee combat really annoying if you could miss that easily.
The thing that irks me though is that they clearly implement some form of air combat. Like, imagine if you could do some extra stuff on the side on top of what they got now. Like, it'd be fantastic if I could do some air combos or air juggles or whatever.
I think he will jump in part. I think everybody will be allowed to do the jumping stuff in part 2 when you have the open world.
Yeah, especially when you have freaking Sid, coming in soon. Like, that man is a dragon.
Or, Vincent.
Yeah,
who can fly.
It does look silly though. You gotta, even with like him and Tifa do it, and they're just like 50 feet in the air going against enemies. They could have done it better. Like, if they had only flying enemies in sections where you could use Barret, for example, just to, at least at this point, they could have done a better job.
It
I don't
did
know.
seem like in the beginning that that mechanic was based around like, you know, Barrett and shooting people in the air, and then other characters could do it. So I was kind of like confused. But then I sort of got used to it. The only problem is that sometimes when you have like an aerial character trying to do punches and kicks and slashes, it misses. So I hope the lock on is just a little bit better in part 2 as opposed to this one.
Yeah.
I
The
think
magic
they're,
is broken.
I was about to say, I think there should be, someone brought up Kingdom Hearts, but in that game you can jump whenever you want. I think there should be
you
a
can jump, yeah.
I think there should be a jump button, because I actually had a lot of troubles. Like, sometimes he wouldn't, like, jump up on his own. So I'd be stuck below them just swinging at nothing before he decides, okay, now I'm going to try.
Yeah, like you
there's
can
also
make... Good.
there's also a point to note that the enemy is like a certain like if there's like a wall and no, it's like you can go over it though. You cannot like do your air thing because it's not possible. And also, you cannot do your air stuff in Punisher mode, so you have to be in operative stance in order to do it.
Yeah, Punisher, you are glued to the ground. What was I gonna say? You can jump with Sora, but it's like, I mean, you could do both. I feel like they should take more from Kingdom Hearts because the combo system is really good in those games usually, especially 2.
Oh, 2 is the best one with that.
2, if they're gonna do air combat, they need to look at Kingdom Hearts 2 and say, okay, we gotta do something like that.
What do you guys think about like the mechanics in the game, like materia and everything that you could chain together, weapons?
It's just as broken as the original.
Yeah.
from what I
Yes,
remember.
it functions exactly the same how it did in the original.
You can get really busted.
It's
My only beef with it is that I hate they lock behind special moves like Deadly Dodge. I think that's the only one they lock behind material. But that should be like a default ability.
Natural
Not
thing,
like
yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know why it's locked behind material.
There's also like specific weapons that they do like a certain move, and you got to build up the proficiency. Because I'm noticing
That stuff's actually really easy.
yeah,
I'm fine with that stuff because it actually forces you to use the skill and actually learn it, and then once you actually unlock it for like general use, you be familiar with it and incorporate it into whatever you want to use it with.
because I'm noticing that with Hard Edge, like he has that Infinity's End move. Yeah, and it's like high damaging, so I'm really liking that so far.
Oh, there's one move you haven't seen yet for Cloud. Let's just say you'll like his final ability.
If you like puncher counter and you'll like it, simple as that.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Oh,
favorite.
that one.
It's so good for everything, basically. It's probably gonna be your most go-to thing when you beat the game.
My favorite.
It's
'cause
actually
I think
disgustingly good at some points.
I think I'm gonna need it on hard mode, considering the fact that you cannot use any items.
You cannot use
no item.
items. That was
Oh.
fun to do. It wasn't actually too bad.
Admittedly though, I rather had the option to use items, at least reduce the effectiveness. I'd be more okay with that, but to nerf me all the way down like that, I'm not okay with that.
Hope they drop the no item thing for hard mode in the sequel, because I'm not doing like a 50-hour game open world with no items. Nah, that's not happening.
Exactly.
This is
That's
way
enough
too
for me,
much.
dog.
This is too much. Shit, like imagine Final Fantasy 15 where you go through the whole game on hard mode and no items. Like, you know how stupid that would be?
No.
I'm actually thinking, maybe it's not such a bad idea.
That would be impossible.
It seems stupid, but it forces you to be skillful. Because in games like
Well-
there's games like Breath of the Wild, for example, where you take 50,000 damage and then you just eat, 10 pieces of food and you're back up to health. That kind of doesn't matter how good you are if you have enough things to support you.
But I don't see that skill thing though, because if you make one fatal mistake though, that will cost you at the end. So that's more like a bullshit design.
I guess it depends on the enemies.
Also,
I would say.
Also, to
Oh,
count
good.
at least in Breath of the Wild, you have to get the ingredients to make such a thing. Sometimes some people can't be bothered to get certain ingredients.
Exactly.
There's one crucial
In
thing we
7,
haven't.
you just buy stuff. So
Yeah. The one crucial thing we haven't talked about, I know me, Brandon, and a few others together have talked about this. The lack of iframes on dodging needs to be fixed. It is bullshit.
okay, so it's not just me.
If there's any complaint I had, there's one thing I had to that really got under my skin, it was the dodge rolling. Why do I not have iframes on rolls? What is the point of dodging?
I swear
Especially
someone
with
said
Barrett.
on the
give
demo.
Barrett a break.
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt, but someone said on the demo that the blocking is better.
Yes, basically, yeah, blocking is honestly
Generally
just better
speaking,
than dodging.
much better. Of course, you gotta be careful where you're blocked because certain moves will just shred you regardless of your block.
I'm like, look, if you're gonna go the action RPG route, you got to get the iframes right. Iframes are super important in action games.
Exactly.
But hopefully they'll improve on that. I don't know how
If
many
it had a
people are
jump
doing
button,
feedback.
that would actually help a lot too.
But Nam was saying something.
I was gonna bring up something again with the materia system because there's one difference that I noticed really early on that kind of rubs me the wrong way, and it's the fact that whenever you master materia, you don't get a duplicate anymore.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
In the original game, when you maxed out a materia, you got a level 1 duplicate, so you can do it again. And the only reason why it kind of rubbed me the wrong way was because there's only one copy of it's called it's the linked one with the it's like that game's version of all. I forget what it's called. Magnify.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only one
yeah.
Magnify, so I ended up having it exclusively used on like Cure the entire time.
Yeah, I put on errors.
Pretty much. Yeah, that becomes. A
Yeah,
staple.
I actually agree with that one though. There's actually a lack of material in this game, or not enough for like the stronger ones. Like granted, I can see why because of balance and so, but at the same time though, like given how the game's designed, especially on hard mode, I feel like they should give you more window opportunity to customize the characters the way you want to, especially when you like say the VR challenges, the special ones you do only in hard mode. Once you beat that though and get this particular item though, there's literally nothing else to do with the game, assuming if you didn't beat hard mode beforehand.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I fucking hated that.
They definitely wouldn't. Yeah, I get why they wouldn't let us all have Magnify, because obviously I'm going to put this on every character with a heal and not
Same
have to deal
thing
with
with Elemental. Like no, I can understand why not having like 4 elementals because I would put 2 in Cloud like for armor and attack. But still, I think all of them should have Elemental though, because I think it would have been more beneficial to help against certain hard fights rather than not have it at all.
Like even if it was just one more, I don't think it would have been too overpowered.
Mm-hmm.
Because I ended up, it went like this in terms of like importance for me. It went, Magnify would be on Cure. Sometimes it would be on Time, so I can do Haste Stega on everyone. Like haste for everyone, which like speeds up the ATB like filling rate. And then there was one for Barrier, which is just defense buff.
So I have a question about like part 2 shit, right? So my thing with part 2 stuff is, what do you guys are looking forward to the most with this gameplay style and what they will present in part 2? Because I know a lot of people were complaining about the fact that this game is being broken up into parts, and I know they gave an excuse saying that it was due to the graphics. Like they said that they wanted to either make this good with graphics and performance, or they were going to dumb that down and just put out the whole game as a remake with some graphical issues. Like, do you think they made the right choice there?
Honestly, I say they made the right choice here because they, now granted, yeah, we're getting piece by piece though, but they're able to expand upon more on these parts because the amount of detail we have here in Remake shits on
Oh, it's crazy.
what we got in Final Fantasy VII Original. Like more characterization, more locales, etc., etc.
They also said they didn't want to cut things out. So that's one reason why they're doing it this way.
Capcom.
Because they said they would have to cut things out if they try to release it sooner.
Yeah.
Okay, the question is, how many parts are you guys expecting? Because I'm thinking.
I expected at least 3.
I think it's going to be 3.
Yeah, like the original.
The second is going to be up until that, the very, very big point in Final Fantasy VII, the original, and then that to the end.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to the most though for part 2, at least the playable characters. Because I think in part 2 you get Yuffie, Vincent, Sid, and who else? That's it, right? In that genre.
Kenshi.
Did you say Yuffie already?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's it.
Did you say
Kate Sith, Kenshi, whatever?
Nobody cares about him. we don't like him.
Yeah, so like those general characters though, I'm especially looking forward to Sid because my Dragoon.
Oh, technically Red 13.
Yeah, Red too. Yeah, I'm disappointed what they did with Red in this game though, but we'll get to that in a minute, I guess.
You think
gameplay wise though, I want to see what they're going to do with those guys, because we got cucked out of Ariana what's her name? Was Ariana? What's her last name again? James.
Aranea?
Yeah,
Aranea
Aranea.
Highwind.
Yeah, Highwind.
You mean?
Yeah, we got cut out of her from 15, so they
mean
all
Mommy?
was big
Yeah.
time for Final Fantasy 7.
I was gonna say, you mean Mommy? Yeah, we got cucked out of
Shut
her.
up.
Best girl in that whole game.
Anyway, yeah, those are I'm looking forward to the most. And for love of God, make Red playable in the next game.
I hope
Yeah.
that the next one kind of fixes the pacing issues. I think this one suffers from a lot at points.
But pacing, yeah, problem with.
I'd say like the first 2 chapters are really good, and then chapter 3 is kind of like miserable.
And that was more like a tutorial stage for what you're going to do in the rest of the overworld, though, so that makes sense.
Yeah, but I don't really think that the side quests, like just in general, besides like I want to say 2 of them, I really liked that much. And like the
generally speaking, though, like, it leads towards a event with Tifa, so is that.
Okay, was that Airbuster segment that you had to do in this game, was it as long as the original? Because after a while, I felt it started getting old with like dismantling the robot and going into.
Oh no, that
rooms
wasn't in the
constantly.
original at all.
That was new.
Oh, okay. Well, I
The
felt that was
Airbuster
way
just
too
shows
long.
up as a boss.
Yeah, I felt that was way too long doing the same thing over and over, and I don't think it really added anything like to the experience.
I disagree because you pretty much told the boss the way you want to in a way.
It-
'Cause,
it's-
no, if you leave Airbuster the way it is though, you'll get destroyed.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay, get rid of all the bombs.
It promotes some kind of element of strategy. It's like, what do you want to do? What do you want to get
To
rid
deal
of to
with.
make the fight easier for yourself?
I kind of feel like it doesn't matter though. No matter what you choose, you're still gonna be able to beat
You're
it.
still gonna be able to beat him, but I still think like it could have been way shorter. Like maybe you just take some stuff out of the robot and then do it again. Like once you get to a certain point, then you just stop dismantling it after a while, and you gotta
only
fight
get
all
like
those other
3
soldiers.
points though, so like there's that.
Yeah, so it's like I just wish that would have been a little bit more shorter.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that actually. You guys think the bosses felt a little bit long? The actual boss. I mean, for some of them, it felt like they kept going on longer than I was expecting them to.
Okay, now the bosses though, I can't understand where you're coming from that because the interception cutscenes they have, those aren't skippable. There's literally happening in the action, and those get really old and annoying real fast. Especially if you struggle on the boss and you die and constantly reload, like it gets really annoying having to watch this same sequence over and over again. You can skip. And to make things worse, that there's a damage cap in each sequence. So if you hit over a damage cap, though, the game will block you from doing more damage until you transition over.
Oh yeah, because
That's
you could waste a
annoying.
limit and all that. Yeah, they need to work on that.
Like wasting multiple limit breaks at once.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because the
Yeah.
first time it hits, it just shows the cutscene with the big fuck off like arrow, whatever, saying that you can't do more damage.
They need to refund my limit break so I could do it again.
Right.
At the very least, if they did that, I wouldn't be as annoyed because at least I didn't lose it.
No, there was it was like down in the sewers. I think there's this one boss. It's just I forget which chapter. it was
Azul
in.
or whatever it's called. I forgot.
You
It's
mean
like
the,
an Abzu or something.
the
No, it
boss
had-
enemy?
Abzu, yeah.
At some point, it had all these ads spawn, and it made it really fucking annoying to deal with. Because
Dude,
you gotta deal with the ads, and you gotta deal with the boss.
I did not like the train yard ghost enemy at all.
Yeah, I do not like the ghosts either. I feel like they were more of a hassle than it should be.
Yeah, I do. It's like I follow your strategy. I use fire against them, but still, I just kept getting that immune shit pop up over and over again as a status effect.
You
I'm
have
like,
to do the opposite.
Yeah, the thing is that like I'm not sure it applies to the lesser enemies though, but the big boss, the ghoul, I think it's called. He has 2 forms. One form melee attacks work, another form only magic or whatever type of effects work on them. So it's literally you gotta pay attention and then strike at the right time though. But that boss is so annoying to deal with because he has so much shit going on at the same time. Like he can easily wipe your team if you're not careful.
Yeah, he just throws like debris and stuff at you, and you gotta like really not be in the center, or you can't be like just standing around in one place at all. From what I noticed, he will wreck you.
Like
Talk
especially on
about
hard mode.
Yeah, hard mode, you will have to be active.
Talk about that big ass ghost.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, the
that
plots.
one.
Yeah.
I didn't like Hell House either. Oh my god.
I don't think anyone likes
Hell
House.
House is
He's not
easy.
bad on normal, but hard mode he's a little bit more tricky.
Dude, I hear a lot. I hear people just hate Hell House all around. I don't hear like, oh, anyone saying I like Hell House.
You know what? I do like Hell House actually, because I don't really think it's that bad. Like
It's
only on
not, on normal, it's not bad.
Yeah, normal.
no,
mode
not
is
even that.
bad.
I thought it was actually easier on hard mode, to be honest.
Whoa, you're the first
Bullshit.
one I heard to say that.
Bullshit.
All right, Super Saiyan, what's up?
Yeah, because I'm an epic, I'm an epic gamer,
Epic
obviously.
gamer here, yeah.
But it's because in hard mode you actually have a lot more like upgraded magic. So whenever he's weak, like whenever he like takes more damage from like a certain element, it does way more.
Here's the thing though, a little caveat with that though, like you cannot refund your MP. So if you go in that fight with low MP though, you kind of fuck yourself. Because I've been in a situation, unfortunately, where I had to like go in with like maybe half the MP that I start with, normally would have. Because the previous fight for some reason like Arab kept getting the KO while I was doing the work with Cloud. So yeah, like no, the lack of MP will actually fuck you up. On top of that, the new enemies that it spawns will insta kill you if you're not careful. Granted, they have lower health compared to their normal fight once you get to them in chapter 14. But like that one shot is certainly frustrating to deal with.
Yep.
So I want to know, like, what's everyone's like favorite enemy? Like Jules? Is it Jules?
Jules?
Oh, that's the gym.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Ren, did you do the pull-ups?
I did not. I only did.
Oh, no, wait,
the...
I think that's after 14. I think you
He's
come
really
back
close
to
to
those.
the cleanup area.
Oh my fucking god, fuck the pull-ups though.
Dude,
I never
Brandon,
felt such rage in my life.
I had to put on music and focus for 2 hours.
Jesus Christ, it's really
Yes.
that
Not
bad.
bad.
I had to play it like I'm playing Call of Duty or something. I need to like try hard focus. It was
I
like
had to-
that.
After a certain amount of tries, I just get up, walk away, punch a wall, and come back, and then get back to
Gonna
work.
go do real pull-ups.
Yeah, real pull-ups are easier than that.
Yeah, they are.
The AI is so bullshit, man. Like 1 minute, you like doing
That
better than
man
him.
Jules is a superhero. I don't know how.
I've noticed even when doing like the squatting mini game, I was like way ahead of him.
If you flub it once, yeah, you're gonna get he's gonna catch up and get right past you.
Cause I was like, hold on, I did this shit perfectly for like literally almost 5 minutes. How is this motherfucker right behind me?
Now,
makes
see,
no
the
sense.
squats are super easy, like really easy. And then when you get to the pull-ups, though, it was like, what happened here? Who designed this shit?
Brandon tried to warn me.
He's on them roids.
I guess they wanted to imbalance the game.
No, the
Yeah,
thing with that is Square is notorious, especially in Final Fantasy, for having bullshit mini games. They have had this for years on end.
Yeah.
Isn't it like that in the original also? There's some bullshit mini games?
Oh yes.
Yes.
What is it?
Except in the original, the
racing.
squats are super easy.
Yeah, but then there's like the gold saucer, and there's like the one mini game you
Chocobo
actually can't
racing.
win.
Or the market mini game back in the one.
The battle one, you cannot win it. I think
hate
it's
that
actually impossible.
No, mine's always going to be Chocobo Racing because I forget what color the Chocobo is, but you know what I'm talking about, and he's always like, hello, I'm in your ass.
You see, I never did Chocobo Racing in the original because that one time you have to do it. When I played through it, I said, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. And then I found a guide to get a golden Chocobo without racing at all.
Oh, that's gonna be something I'm looking forward to in part 2, Chocobo. Actually get to raise
Yeah.
my Chocobo.
Chocobo racing was fun in 15, so hopefully they keep that same motif.
So I'm curious, like with stuff in the original, right? Do you guys think that this game improved on the original areas in a lot of ways, or did it ruin it?
I would say improve mostly, because again they expand upon what characters that we barely see, on top of adding new characters, and also we got to see more of certain areas that we literally breezed by in the original.
I would say they definitely expanded on it enough that I'm.
For the most
I like
part,
it.
I think it did a really good job. There's just a couple interpretations of scenes that I think are weaker than in the original. Primarily the Don Corneo stuff. I think the original did it better. I think the joke landed better there.
Oh, let's be real though. Andrea is the god.
Andrea,
Andrea,
Rhea,
that
the
part is
Kang-
great. I love that.
The Kang.
But But I think the Andrea stuff actually outshines the cross-dressing part.
I agree. Like Andrea is a beautiful man.
Listen, he's too fabulous.
Yeah, and I don't think the cross-dressing like joke works as well as a result, because in the original the Wall Market was like a pretty shady place, when now it's like a very bright, very like
actually it still
wacky.
is
bright shady place.
Actually, no, the Wall Market is so shady though. I mean, heck, one of the characters, Madam M, I think, she's literally just like a prostitute. So I should tell you right there.
Yeah, she's like a Japanese kind of one.
Why does she like? Why does she orgasm when she breaks Cloud's hand? Like I was wondering what was going on there. I was like, what the fuck?
He likes torturing him. I don't know.
She gets the right type of hand jobs and the wrong ones. You know what I mean?
What the fuck?
I'm just saying.
I just think that the way it's presented makes like that it doesn't really feel like the joke for the cross-dressing has the same amount of punch as it did. Not just because like you expect it to happen because it happened in the original, but because it was played fairly straight in the normal one in the first game, whatever.
Ha, straight.
And like there wasn't much other than the Honeybee Inn that was kind of like outlandish. But in the remake, there's like these wacky characters. Like there's Chocobo Sam, there's Madam M, and I like both of them. And of course, the lovely Andrea, like the best one. But I think that new stuff kind of overshadows like what the original tone was going for.
They're probably trying to do something different because, you know, maybe it might not have been as well received nowadays if they just did it straight as when they did it back in the day.
Yeah, I appreciate that it's
different. You know, we didn't, without getting weirdly into it, they kind of gave out the message, quote unquote, but they did it in a much more tasteful, not annoyingly in my face way.
Yeah, love is for everybody. That's
what he said. I'm like, good. See, how come Japan could do this right? You know, without give a message for that kind of stuff without being ultra fucking annoying.
I wonder what you're talking about. But I also appreciate that in the original to like you have to earn the right to be chosen as the best like looking person there.
Cloud is the best girl, obviously.
Yeah, you have to. Like, there's a side mission in the remake where that guy Johnny or whatever takes you around like all the
Okay, Johnny's the best new character, by the way. Yeah,
he's like everyone. He sims for Tifa.
Who doesn't? Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, but he takes you around all like the iconic locations, and you do stuff that's very similar to what you had to do in the original to get like all the required sort of parts to make the cross-dressing more convincing. So it's like a good way of reintroducing that stuff because the actual cross-dressing part is very fixed in the result. Like Cloud will get picked no matter what, and I think that's kind of disappointing in my eyes.
Actually, you know what? I understand that sentiment though, but there's one thing I want to point out that actually makes up for that, in my opinion. It's like the dresses that you pick is based on your progress in the game. For
that Tifa, is so cool. I really like that.
Yeah, like for Tifa, you pick her dress in chapter 3 when you complete all side quests, or do nothing at all because it defaults to the blue dress, I think. If you do nothing, for Eris, chapter 8, complete all side quests, and then she get the best dress there, or none at all if you do nothing. And for Cloud, it's the same thing, I believe. Complete all side quests, or some of them, or none at all, depending on what type of dress you want to get for chapter 14. Not 14, yeah. Chapter, what was it, 10?
9? Chapter 9.
I had no idea.
Yeah, that's kind of the replacement from doing all the quests. Instead of having him be picked or not, it's the dresses instead.
Oh, I might add, fuck that trophy, by the way. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, that was the last trophy I got in the game. It's so annoying to do it.
I'm glad I planned ahead for that, though, because there's no way in hell I was doing that in the game.
Sorry, I'm watching this cutscene of Sing coming in for this girl.
So anyone remember when that
the guy with the mole on his forehead?
Oh.
So anyone remember when the game came out and like people had memed Cloud saying the sauce?
Oh God.
They did that didn't they do that for a character in Final Fantasy 15 saying the money?
Yeah, it was Noctis would say the money.
Yeah, I'm not surprised for that to come out for that game. To be honest, everyone does it.
just like Square unintentionally gave the internet some material for years to last.
They've been doing that with the Tifa memes and Aerith with the chair beating the shit out of that guy.
Yeah.
I love that. It's just like, again, just Aerith, who when you look at her, and it's like she wouldn't really hurt a fly, and then she just smacks the guy with the chair like back.
My favorite one was the one with Sephiroth and Aerith. Sephiroth was praying and Aerith behind him with a chair.
That's brilliant.
It's like that's the alternate ending to the original.
And
Aerith lives DLC.
All right. Actually, I got a question for you guys. For those of you that actually completed or at least made it to hard mode, this is closely to you guys. How do you feel about Square locking behind certain things behind hard mode?
Forgot what did they lock again? Remind me.
Manuscripts and I think music discs.
I don't really mind.
It's weird, but it wasn't really that much of a game changer. It just gave me some extra skills, I guess.
It's an incentive.
Especially the manuscripts, considering that the final 2 challenges in the VR missions, whatever, you can only do them on hard mode.
Oh, I can't wait for that for Ren. I keep telling Ren about Bahamut.
Oh, it's a fucking pain in the... I fucking hate that.
Everyone I've heard of said that they hate that boss. I'm already ready for him.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
really
specifically that version of Bahamut. All the other versions of Bahamut you can come across, though, they're he's not difficult in some regards, minus the one when you get to the end of the game. I'm not going to tell you which one it is, though. But that version of Bahamut is for some reason really difficult to deal with. Last year, it took me 2 tries, or was it 3, to get.
It's not because he has a pool of health.
Can't
That
wait to
full
run
health,
into.
not necessarily the health, is more like the amount of damage you can do.
I can't wait to run into the ultimate weapons because I remember Sing-Long Cuck Dom and he swam right into it and he got killed.
The weapons are going to be interesting.
Ruby and Sapphire aren't in the game, unfortunately, but you do fight a prototype.
Yeah, and it's so easy. It's way easier.
Yeah, it really was easy though.
Unfortunately,
though, I did got cucked by him the first time I came towards him.
Really?
Because because he killed Aerith and Tifa. He grabbed Aerith, I think, and shot Tifa with his fuck you laser. The things though that really fucked me over that both of them had the res ability on them. So
you made a fatal error.
No, it wasn't fatal error though. It's just unfortunate luck. Because when I came back the second time, I kicked his ass free. I just had to be careful.
The only reason I say that is because all my characters had revival and healing and stuff for those fights. Everybody was a healer from my team at that point.
With Cloud, I had a different ability because everybody else was already stacked up with stuff, so I get the rest of Cloud.
I thought it was really easy because he has this move or whatever where like he shoots fire out of his legs, but it would do nothing because since Bahamut has that nasty trick where you can use this, you can summon a Ifrit or whatever, and that does fire damage. So I just put element fire on my armor, so his fire attack just wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, it
to
would
my
heal you,
party.
right?
Yeah, I just use I put that on ice instead because Shiva for some reason is like she's not hard, but she hits really hard with an element. So instead of her like killing me, I just have her heal me and then I deal with the rest.
This is the VR boss, right?
Yeah, these are the VR bosses.
She was
exclusively on hard mode.
Oh, okay, exclusively on hard mode. Yeah, I haven't gotten there yet.
She's not that hard regardless, with or without the ice absorption thing. It's like,
no, but she just hurts though. Like that's the problem though. Like you gotta get rid of her quickly, otherwise though she will destroy you with her ice diamond.
I solved the Ifrit problem. I just limit broke him the second he came out because I knew he was gonna show up. So I'm like, I'm just gonna remove you immediately from the equation. I ain't dealing with that.
I left him alone because I want him to be my punching bag when I'm done with Bahamut.
I ended up beating Bahamut before I beat Ifrit.
I had to get rid of Bahamut, so I'm like, nah, Ifrit, you gotta go. You're not be in my way.
So I'm curious, like, in terms of the previous build of Final Fantasy VII, which was done by CyberConnect 2, how do you guys feel about that getting scrapped?
It's not that much different from what we got now, though, but there is some visual flair that was missing. Not to mention that we didn't get hands on it, though, so we don't know how much work they actually done or how much flashy or what it could have been.
The
Because
only
I know
thing-
it's certain key differences though. One of them definitely is being with Cloud in Chapter 2.
Yep.
I was gonna say, I think it was probably for the best that Square themselves learned how to deal with making action RPGs more. Because it's weird because they could do it with Kingdom Hearts, but 15 had its own struggles. So I feel like it's growing pains for them.
Well, I mean, CyberConnect 2 is not a bad developer for all intents and purposes, but I can see
they're
how
actually pretty good.
Yeah, I can also see how like sometimes shit doesn't work, and I guess they wanted to make this whole in-house thing from scratch, and try to.
They
go
didn't
from
like
there.
how the characters look.
Yeah, and then I do agree with Cloud looking like very emaciated, like
He's like sick.
he looks like super sick, and I'm like I thought this doesn't happen until later in the storyline, but
I think that was just to show like the Mako poisoning.
yeah.
No, but the thing was like the way his arms looked too is weird. Like he was extra skinny, if I'm not
He
mistaken.
looked like malnourished.
Yeah, I was
And
like,
arrested.
he's not that thin.
Yeah.
Just some muscles.
So I get what they were going for, but I understand, why Square wanted this to be as good as it gets, because Kingdom Hearts 3, when that came out, I know some people were disappointed with that, so maybe they felt like, we really got to get this system right once we scrap it and do it over. So I can see why they changed things around.
I mean, it is a remake of the most popular game in the series. People had expectations like to the freaking moon.
Yeah, some
That's
people's
also
favorite
true.
games of all time. What do you expect?
That's true. Like, if I would say if they would have, like, they didn't boss this game entirely, in my opinion, but they did remove some things, and that's like Resident Evil Remake 2. Like, if that wasn't up to snuff, I think everyone would have lost their fucking minds, and this is like in the same ballpark. Like, you can't get it wrong the first time because people are gonna try to call you out, and they still do it because I know fans don't like the fact that this game has been segmented, but I'm totally fine with it if they deliver another quality experience with the other levels in the game. So it's like, just still give me something good and I will buy it. So any other questions you guys may have for like Final Fantasy stuff, or you want to do in-game stuff right now? Gentlemen?
I'm thinking.
All right.
What about the music? We've not talked about like one of the best parts of the
Oh,
game.
we didn't.
Right.
The music is like 11,000 out of 10.
Seriously, dude, I love the remixes they have.
Every
It's
song
so
in that game
good.
is super good.
Honestly, this should be the prime example of how a remake like does music tracks, because everything else is just remixed to like a mirror sheen.
Yeah.
Even the new tracks they probably put in here was like really good.
I like this recent trend of how all these remakes coming out are like, remixing the music and shit.
Well, I mean, if they keep it the same, but just like make it orchestrated, it's not quite the same. You know what I mean? It doesn't have the same feeling as the old sound fonts. So if they do it like this, completely remixed, I think it's a lot better.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think this is one of those like video games
There's a
where I
certain
don't.
boss.
Good. Good.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say like real quick. I think all the music in it so far is not a track that I ran into that I disliked or anything like that. It's just honestly really fucking good. And I hope that for the tracks that we haven't heard going into part 2 and everything, those are like well fleshed out too, because they just set a bar with how this game sounds, looks, and feels. But you can go ahead, Nom.
Say this is
Whoa, is anyone cut?
Are we
Is he
getting
cutting out?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, you're cutting out a bit.
A bit.
Well, I over exaggerated that. My bad.
A lot of it. Oh, yeah, I think he died. He's gone. Press F in the chat.
Damn. Square Enix ninjas got him.
Someone sniped him. Well, what now?
I don't know. We're
You
still
know
in the
anything
music.
about music?
Yeah. Well, I guess I could say this. What are your favorite music pieces in the game?
Other than the battle theme, certain someone's theme. I think you know what I'm talking about. Later down the line. Yeah.
Sorry about
That. Oh, underrated track. What is it? The theme when you're in the dude's lab, when you're with Eric.
Hondo's lab?
Yeah. The theme when everybody's together again for that part is really good.
I
I
forgot
think it's
what
called like Home Away from Home or something like that.
Actually, my favorite underrated track is the Hideout. What was it called? Shit.
What, Seventh End?
Also the Highway, the Collapsed Highway.
See, I'm
Music is
thinking when they did
super
the
good.
remake of Underneath the Rotten Pizza, it was pretty good.
Yeah, you stole my answer pretty much. Like, Beneath the Rotting Pizza was a great track.
Let the Battle Begins on the Hideout. Yeah, that's one of my personal favorite remixes of Let the Battle Begins. On top of Merc's Job.
It's chapter like what, 8 or something?
Chapter 8, when you go save the
with the
kids.
robot arms.
Yeah,
That
Chapter
place has some
9.
good ass music.
That's chapter 9.
That is some good music.
Okay, because I just switched internets for a second. I'm not sure if anyone mentioned it, but I was talking about the Genova theme.
That was good too.
Yeah. I was
Honestly,
very
I'm
disappointed at first
I'm-
until I got to the.
Yeah.
That reminds me.
Good.
I was just gonna say, how do you guys feel about, because there's certain tracks or certain things that you wouldn't have heard until later in the game originally that you hear here. I feel like they brought a lot of stuff that originally would have been later in the game all into this game, which is a
I
nice
think it's
thing.
fine.
I just thought maybe, because it takes away some of the special, moments when you hear it for the first time. I mean, because if people haven't played the games before, a lot of people haven't played Final Fantasy VII. They don't know what those tracks are until they get it, but they still use them. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that they just took all this stuff that you wouldn't normally see at all this music and they just put it back in.
I think it's fine because it gives them the opportunity to make up new tracks, like not even remix, just completely new stuff. That's what I assume they're going to do.
I didn't really have any problems with inclusion of like later elements, but there's like one part that I thought was kind of dumb that they did where they show off a character much earlier than they first arrived.
I wonder who you're talking about.
Which character?
Kate Sith. I thought that was kind of
Wait, what did he show?
out of nowhere. He shows up during the Sector 7 collapse. Like they just show him.
Actually, that's not the first time they took the liberties of showing characters earlier than expected.
Oh, I forgot about that.
One of them actually is Kyrie herself, because technically speaking, she doesn't show up until after the main game is done, like before Advent Children. And yeah, she's not a new character. She's actually an original character from a novel that takes place before Advent Children. So yeah, that's not the first time they actually introduce characters a lot sooner than they should. Given what we know of based on the ending and how things turn out, though, it probably makes sense on why certain characters things change than expected.
Is that something you guys want to go in now?
Oh, actually, hold on. I got one more question though.
Alright.
This might tie to in-game anyway, though, so just be ready for that.
Mm.
So, who was your guys' favorite boss in the game?
I can't say what it is because Rena hasn't.
I
done
can't
it yet.
say either. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure we have the same answer.
I feel like everybody's
Pretty hard.
going to say the same thing.
I can't say because Ren's not there, but it's not the end boss, if that helps.
Alright. Well, Ren, definitely yourself, because it's in-game time.
Get out of here, Ren.
Alright, you bunch of feet.
Oh yeah, this
See you
big
later.
time.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Yeah, I'll obviously gonna say Sephiroth. I don't see why anybody wouldn't say he wasn't an awesome fight like the movie.
Dude, he was such a challenge and such a thrill to fight, too. Like, that's how you do a fight.
I was like, man, they channeled the absolute shit out of Advent Children with this. They were trying to go for that so hard.
Well,
Yeah, I can see it.
It was cool, but okay. I've already mentioned this with the music, but I'm thinking, what are they gonna do now since they've already brought in Sephiroth and all of this stuff? Because
Oh,
I
easy.
mean,
Just
We'll
bring
still
it
be
back.
dealing with them because you never actually fight him like that normally. You only fight him when he's a monster.
yeah,
Yep.
I mean, I know that, but it just feels like they barely know who Sephiroth is so far. And people who played this game for the first time, and they've already brought him in and showed, the feathers and stuff like that.
Well, we know why that is. If you
What-
because you played the end of the game.
What's the
guess
thing though?
the-
This won't change really anything though if they do a certain pacing, because no, they can still show off how dangerous Sephiroth is based on his feats throughout the game. Because remember the giant snake?
Yeah, I was
They
gonna
can
say
do
he like hung the snake from like a I forgot, a
Like or
log or something like that.
Yeah, like they can still show off other aspects of him that makes him dangerous or cunning. You know, just because they show him here doesn't mean he can still show surprises or be a bigger threat later down the line.
Yeah, I got it. They just have to do. The thing is, they just have to do it well enough, and I'm worried. It's gonna be harder now since they could have held some stuff back, and it might have made it a bit easier.
I don't think it would be harder. If anything, though, I think they made the job easier because the people see Sephiroth now they want to see more of him.
Also, now they know what he can actually do. That fight was ridiculous.
He
I loved
will
it,
blow the
but
solar
holy
system
shit.
if you fail.
Yeah, I like that. That was a good ending.
It is funny though, comparing that to the original, where you just kind of just drive off and it's over with. But in this one, you just drive off and holy shit, there's a man.
I'll tell you what, boss. I'll tell you what, boss. I friggin' don't like, especially because of hard mode. Fuck the fight before him.
Oh, the Whisper Harbinger.
Fuck.
I actually
that
like
whole
the
scenario.
Whispers and Arbiters.
I
do
like the
fighting them.
idea,
Oh,
but
the
the fight is
whispers.
so obnoxious. I could not stand it after a while. Like normal's whatever. Hard mode, I'm like, I want to tear my eyes out. I could not stand it personally.
I haven't gotten to hard mode yet, so I haven't really been able to comment on anything you guys have
Oh,
been
it's
saying
annoying.
about hard mode.
That's all you'll need to know.
Yeah, I mean, I literally the
Oh.
last time I played the game was just today to get footage for Ren. So like I played it all the way through and I beat it, but I did like the Sephiroth fight, but actually my favorite fight out of all of them was probably the Rufus fight. I don't know. I
yeah,
really liked
shit.
that fight a lot.
That was really cool.
That was my other thing I was thinking of, but I couldn't remember. Yeah, Rufus is fucking boss, dude.
Yeah, my
They
honorable mention-
swagged him out.
Yeah, definitely Rufus. He's an honorable mention, but I really like fighting Rude and Reno, more so Rude, because Rude is actually a challenge compared to Reno. Because let's be honest, Reno is kind of pushed over though once you get to know his patterns. Rude, on the other hand, though, he's in your face. Like
Can't
he's more fun to
spam
fight.
square like all the time with him.
That
No.
man swung me so many times.
He swung me into Eris, man. I'm like, no, not the white woman. Leave her alone.
I like how
cheated
if,
that sequence.
I like how if Rude gets close to Aerith, instead of like knocking her out, he
Oh,
like just does like this little karate
He
chop.
like tries to make her go to sleep, right?
Yeah,
I think
instead
that's
of like actually hurting her, which is I think is pretty cool.
I think they kept it the same with what is it? Rude will not attack Tifa, right?
Well, he doesn't. Well, actually, he does fight Tifa, but no, I think he actually was go score up against Tifa in that boss fight.
Not supposed to though. Like in all the games, he does not fuck with Tifa because he likes her.
Yeah, but that's like into part 2 though. Maybe in this case, he actually will go all out because he has a job to do.
I
But
guess.
yeah, that is weird though. But so, how you guys feel about the voice acting for some of the characters, new and old?
I think a lot of it was really great. I personally didn't think any of the voice acting was bad.
Same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't see any problems.
I think
I-
that was
No.
quality overall. I think they did some of the scenes from the original game a lot better this time with the advent of voice acting. Like when
No.
when Barrett's
Oh,
hitting the wall and he's like breaking down after
That got me sad. I was like,
that.
no.
No, I teared up a bit when he was
Yeah.
doing that. It really got me, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
They did such a good job. I love Barrett so much in this game. I mean, I loved him originally, but like they made me like him more, which I didn't think was possible.
Oh, but here's the thing though. I gotta ask this. Compared to like say Cloud and Sephiroth and the other characters that got replaced from their natural
Oh
voice
yeah,
actors,
yeah. I guess should talk about that.
how do you guys feel about their performance comparison to the OGs or the other voice actors?
the new
for-
Like the
new
Advent
Sephiroth
Children voice
isn't
actors?
bad.
Yeah.
Well, they were also
Oh,
just
okay.
there for everything too. Like every other side game they're in, they had the same VAs.
Oh, okay.
I don't mind new Sephiroth that much, although I still think George Newbern is still just better.
The
so
other
far.
Superman.
George Newbern just knows.
I think the only one that I would say that I preferred the original was Reno's voice actor. His new voice actor's fine. Like it's not a bad replacement at all, but I prefer the original voice actor.
You prefer Quentin Flynn?
Yeah, I love Quentin
Mhm.
Flynn.
Who doesn't
Like-
love Quentin Flynn?
I do love Rue's new voice though.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
That's
He speaks to me.
Rude never talked that much anyway. Like, other than Evan Children, he's not in anything else. So him getting a different voice was like, all right, fine.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I know, but like comparison's sake though, like it feels
Yeah.
more natural. Like I can hear Rude sound like this. But like I say, Sephiroth, I do think like George was definitely the better fit though. But Cloud, I'm very split on. Like he does the guy that does
Really?
Cloud now, he does really good. But I feel like the old voice actor is more of a fit for Cloud.
Steve Burton, I think his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like he's emulating him a lot. Like the new one, I feel like he's trying to do a Steve Burton impression.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like in that case, I'd rather have Steve, you know, be the voice that just.
Cloud's not that noticeable to me as a change. I could tell like a slight pitch change, but for the most part, it's still Cloud. Nothing really
it's
changed that much.
Voice is still good. Don't get me wrong though, but
Yeah.
preferentially, I'd rather have an old VA.
It depends. I mean, if you kind of just block it out that there was another VA, he does a good job.
Yeah, like half the time I
Most
forget.
important thing about you don't think about it. It's like, yeah, he's whoever did it is a good voice actor, even if it's not.
I'm the opposite though, because I notice the same. Too often.
You know who we haven't brought up? That's very important and a character I love to death is Zach. Because his voice has changed too.
No, it's the same voice actor. It's just the direction is different.
Is it the same guy? No.
Yeah, it's the same
Is
guy.
it?
It's really the same guy?
Yeah, people
It's
confirm
weird
it's the same guy.
That's weird though.
I like
that
his
out of all of
Crisis
them.
Core direction a little
It's probably
better.
been a while since he's done the voice. It's probably changed a bit.
Yeah, maybe.
It was weird to see him in here. I was just like, whoa, what are you doing here?
Let me do some research real quick because people could be.
Yeah, that's
They
really
really tried to
interesting.
fuck me up with the shot for Crisis Core ending. I was like, don't do this to me. I'm not doing this again. No.
Oh, never mind.
I was like, I'm not watching this man die in HD.
Dude, the
After a
price of
quick-
freedom is steep.
After a quick search though, I found a voice actor that she did his voice. Caleb Pierce. That's his name. That's the guy that did that Cloud, Zach and the remake.
No, he is a different voice actor then.
Yeah, I just said it.
Yeah, I was like, hold on a minute.
okay.
I thought like his last name was Gomez or something like that.
Yeah, Rick Gomez. That's the original.
Yeah,
Right,
that's why I
right.
was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, because I was gonna say that would have been really odd out of all the voices to get to reprise their role. They chose him out of all of them because I know, like, especially with Quentin Flynn, like I know that he was very vocal about like, hey, Square, if you want me to voice Reno, like I'll do it. Like I'm more than happy to. My door's open, and so
They're very insistent on new VAs, which was I will say, is Aerith's new?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Pretty sure she
definitely.
is.
She is like probably the best with Tifa. I can't. Aerith's voice is super good in that game.
Yeah, like as far as the best new VA though, I do agree. She's definitely one of the best.
She definitely brings out the more cute, dopey side for Aerith, I guess.
Cutesy, dopey, derpy.
Her innocent shit is so fake though. We know what you did with the chair.
Although she had 3 voice actors grand total though, but the one that is most known is woman named Mina.
Is she from Kingdom Hearts?
No, that's a different voice actor.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember her last name though, but the woman's first name is Mina. She's on the areas that we all know and love post Kingdom Hearts.
Was she the one for Evan Children?
Yes.
Okay, that's why.
Are we still talking about spoilers, or can Ren come back?
No, we're still in game because he hasn't
Let's-
gotten far yet. So
let's
everything
let
from
him stay
here
there.
is spoiler.
Nah, we ain't
Yeah,
gonna tell him.
So we can quickly like get it over with. So what does everyone think about the ending?
The ending, I'm actually okay with it because I want to see where this goes.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
At first I was
don't
like,
see a
what's
problem.
happening? And now I'm like, you know what? All right, Square, let's see what you got with this. Tell
I'm
me.
just more like what? Zach, what? He lit? What? That's my question.
Yeah, I was freaking out too. Like, this man lives. Is he gonna be playable in the next game, please?
That's where I especially want to see where this goes.
I was gonna say Cloud's gonna get hard replaced if Zach's playable. I'm sorry. I love Cloud, but like Zach is the man.
That man got shot. Ha! That's
Yeah.
good.
We'll have to see.
Well,
I
you're
think-
not kidding. He's dead.
What was
I
that?
think it is smart for trying something different. After all, I mean, the original game still exists, so if people are gonna get angry at the fact that it's changed, you can still play the original game.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly what I-
that's one thing that I will say. I've seen that a lot. You know, a lot of the original game, you know, fans are really upset. Like between like.
Unmuted.
Ren?
Well, I'm not talking about ending stuff. I'm just kind of talking in general. So, you know, a lot of the original games fans are obviously unhappy, which I get. You know, I get. To
I
an
heard it's kind of
extent.
split from what I've seen.
But that's the thing that I still look at. You know, is and me and my friend who was playing alongside, like we both were playing the game at the same time when it came out. You know, he had to kind of keep telling himself like the original game is still there. Like they haven't pulled it from Steam. They haven't pulled it. Like it's still widely available. Square hasn't come out and been like, no, this is the new, like this is the definitive game now. It's not like kind of like what FromSoft did with Dark Souls Remastered, where they pulled the original version and was like, no, this is the better version. You know, so I would definitely say like I get the frustration, but I'm glad that the original is still there for whoever wants to experience it, and it's so widely available in a bunch of different ways, and there's a loving community behind it that have done mods for the PC version that just quality of life improvements. So you know, there's a tons of ways to experience the original game still.
Yep.
Yeah, just my only consent is that like if Zack is still alive, then like what are they going to do with him in the next game? Like what's his playstyle going to be? Because he cannot be like Cloud again, because no, Cloud already uses his fighting style. He doesn't really
swap the Cloud.
But saying he doesn't reform his fighting style until like part way through like part 2 and until Avid Children. So if Zack gonna be playable, then he gotta have his own unique fighting style, like comparable to what he had in Crisis Core.
I would be kind of on board. I think I brought this up when I was talking with my friend about it several months ago. I think since they've established that he's there, it would be nice that if there was some sort of like side story about him, not necessarily that it integrates back into the main storyline, but some sort of offshoot. Like I would even be fine if they did like little like mini DLC packs, you know, that focus solely on Zack. So it is definitely interesting to see what they're going to do with it, because they've opened the door for a lot of possibilities going forward.
Me? Gone Gaga.
Okay.
Had to be done at least once.
I don't know. This is going to be interesting to see where they're going to go from here. Any other thoughts, consensus, or whatever, you know, spoilerly stuff? Because I think we should be wrapping up soon, because we got nothing else ahead.
Yeah.
Nothing. Going once, going twice.
I think we're good. Where's Ren?
Hold to the man in white.
No, sold to Tifa wearing a mature dress. All right. Let's see.
All right, what you incels want?
Well,
wanted to know when you're leaving.
Yeah,
I wanted to know when you get out of here. Oh my god.
So Ren, who's your favorite girl?
So far, Tifa in this game is pretty cool. I mean but that's pretty much a given. I'm sure that's everybody's answer so far.
I know Kaneki loves Aerith. I remember that.
My least favorite girl though would be Jessie. Yeah, I like how her personality is though, but she's too clingy, man. Almost borderline creepy.
I mean, look.
I'll take the action.
This woman would literally spoon feed herself Cloud's cock. Like, I don't know what was happening there. Like in some of these scenes where she was all over him, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
here's
they'll
the
be
thing,
definitely
though,
having their own Midgar special.
Unfortunately, Cloud's too dense to take a hint.
Yeah,
Well,
he's like too dense. Like, just fuck her already, dude.
But here's the thing, though. Like, if this was a guy, if the roles were reversed, though, like people say this is borderline creepy. So why is it okay that she could do it? Then?
I mean, to be fair, we do have Johnny, who's obsessed with Tifa.
Yeah, but Johnny's not clingy, grabby, like
Johnny's like the guy on his knees begging.
Yeah, he's simping. He's begging to be stepped on.
I mean, at least he's simping on something good.
I don't know. I get Jesse's really into Cloud, but I feel like maybe she's messing with him a little bit as well, since Cloud's obviously not going to do anything.
I'm pretty sure she is
Probably
messing
do-
with him because
yeah, I was gonna
Wed
say,
even
yeah.
says something like that.
Yeah.
Did you guys
Go on.
I was about to say, did you guys get the like when you did the motorcycle at the start of like chapter 4? What did Jesse do when you finished it?
Kiss.
Does she kiss him if you don't get hit?
Yeah.
Like if you take
Minimal damage.
yeah, like 80% or higher. If health is that far up, then she kisses you.
I never got that scene.
I got
because
it.
Yeah, I
like,
didn't get that scene.
Trophy, so I had to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
never
you
got it.
hit below 80%, like I think say 79 and go a little bit lower, she will give you a compliment though, but she won't kiss you. If you go even lower than that, then she insults your driving skills.
Yeah, she
I
calls him
was gonna
crap.
say, bitch, I'm getting shot for you. A kiss is the least I deserve.
Look, I had to deal with Roche. You better get down on your knees or something.
Oh, we didn't talk about Roach. Yeah, Roach is cool, right? We're
Yeah.
on board with him.
It's
I
interesting.
completely forgot about him for a
I
minute.
believe he was a cutout character from the original game that they couldn't include that they brought back, which is kind of cool if you think about it.
I thought he was super new.
I
they-
genuinely thought Roach was Dante. when I
Dude,
first saw him.
yeah, his attitude is so fucking awesome. It's like,
He was on a fucking motorcycle doing flips and shit. It's like, what the hell is this guy?
I want him to be a character in the next game, a playable character.
Brandon's like, you want... No, you know who said that? I remember Satilius, when he was playing, he's like, so when is Rufus a party member?
Oh, never. He'll get blown up.
They swagged that man. I can't get over that dude. They swagged him out so much. I mean, he was cool-ish in the original, but he was just a guy that stood there with a shotgun. He didn't do anything cool with it.
Yeah, now he over here with
Now
dual
he's just...
shotties.
Now he's Dante. He's
All he
another
needs is a
one.
sword.
Yeah. He's another one.
He needs more zippers to balance out the amount of belts he has.
Oh, get out.
Look, he's swagging. Let him swag.
oh, that entire fight was awesome. I just, damn man, I wish I would have saw him more in the game. I think you only like fight him twice and that's it.
Fight him
Roach?
once.
Oh, Roach, yeah, only twice.
Yeah, after that part,
Oh,
he's just
Roach.
gone.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
Rufus. Yeah.
Ren hasn't seen Rufus yet. Ren, yeah, he's gonna be your new favorite. I'm calling it.
I've seen him in the movie. I assume he's cool in this game.
He's like
swag.
he's like
He's
Matrix
swag.
level. Yeah,
He
like,
is swag internal.
yeah, like he's cranked up a lot.
Let's
Yeah,
just say
'cause-
Rufus has a different definition of what money shot means.
Yeah, he's in Avid
I've always
Children,
put it.
but he's all like fucked up.
Yeah, because in the original game, or what should happen, or much like it will happen, is when one of the weapons, I think Ultimate Weapon, was about to attack on Midgar, they fired a cannon. He retaliated and shot the Tower of Shinra, and he got injured from it. So
Oh,
presumably people thought he was dead, but no, he was actually alive.
He just scraped his knee.
Yeah,
he scraped his knee
broke a toe.
and his eye too. So, anything else we got for this podcast, or are we calling it?
Not really. Consensus is the game was good, I think.
Yeah.
Oh hell
Well,
yeah!
I got one more question then. Predictions. When do you think part 2 will come out?
I say
2030.
Didn't they say they weren't even like working on it, or like
No, they
I
were.
it
think
just hasn't even
they are.
started?
They did.
I
Okay.
think it would probably be best for them to not keep people waiting, especially because we already know the next gen hardware is like right around the corner. So
the PC version could be coming next year too.
yeah, so I would kind of hope that if anything, it's sometime next year we get part 2, and then maybe the year after that part 3. Maybe
Not the
2
end of
years
May,
tops. 2 years tops a waiting period, because I think the interest will definitely die down if they keep people waiting too long. So I would say optimal waiting time would be like in the next 2 years. Hopefully get the next part.
yeah,
I keep them waiting for like 7 years, and I don't think the expectations died down for this.
I think my concern though is like just okay. It is I would say minimum should be 2 years out, but my concern is like porting everything over, like your progress and everything. Are they gonna like try to do that routine, or are they gonna
Yeah,
try to have your character leveled
In all
up?
honesty, they really should let us keep our save file over from part 1 to part 2, because
At
it's
the
kind
very
of
least, give
bullshit.
us like. I was about to say, or at the very least, give us like a bonus for having a completed save file.
Things are
Yeah.
bullshit that I went on my way to grind myself up to maximum and turn on to only have none of it. They at least should at least give us something to carry over at least our levels and our material.
Yeah, I would prefer they do a system sort of like what they did with the original .hat games, where it was a data flag, so everything that you got up to that point you got to carry over. So if you wanted to spend in the first game all that time to level up to the max level and max out all your stuff, you could, and it could carry over to the next part. So I think that would be optimal, or at least, you know, some form of compensation for the fact that we have a completed save from the previous entry to sort of make it easier to segue into the next part without just feeling like you're just absolutely starting from scratch again.
All right, so I have a question.
Second magnifying material.
I have a question. Do you guys think they're gonna do the cross-gen thing or next-gen only?
Next gen only.
But it depends how far out, because if they do the game like next year, it needs to be cross-gen.
Are you expecting them to port over Final Fantasy VII Remake to PS5?
Or yeah, they could do it as well for the game over and then just do exclusively next gen.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, they're doing a whole backwards compatibility thing for PS4, so maybe they could actually port over our save to like an upgraded version of Final Fantasy VII for part 2.
Yeah, because Cyberpunk is doing the same thing where like it's going to be compatible with the PS5 and Xbox Series X at launch. So
it is going to be weird though, because you made all this progress and you have all these skills. They have to make it where you could actually still improve in the next game. I mean, they're gonna have to add up. It's gonna be hard, I think.
There's probably a reason why the level cap was 50 in this one.
Yeah, isn't it like insane in the original when you get to like that?
It's like 99.
You could be 99.
yeah, 99 or 100 is the max in the original.
Jesus.
And then you
It's like
also,
that with most fantasy games. Heck, in 15, you could go over that to 120.
I would assume that the difficulty will compensate. Like, I assume that if they don't end up having you start back from scratch, that if you do carry your stuff over, of course the enemies are going to be, you know, tougher and more resilient right out the gate, as opposed to it being like a steady progression.
Well, I guess the other question is, what happens if you, I mean, not many people are going to do this, but if you only get the second game for some reason? They can't just say, oh, you have to play the first game, buy the second one.
Right. So it would probably be like what they did for like at least .GU did this, that when if you started, let's say on part 2 instead of part 1, it like put you at a certain level and gave you a certain amount of stuff. So like you had different equipment and stuff. You didn't necessarily have the best stuff that you could possibly have if you had started with part 1, but you at least had equivalent stuff to the level that they gave you. So they could do something like that. I would assume in any case.
Yeah, I would assume they would do that. Like just have a certain base level that average players would finish at like 30 or something to start with.
Well, should it be possible to get things you could have missed in the first game? Like what if you didn't get the bat, for example, or something like that? Should you still be? That would be
nice.
Should be like an
yeah.
Buy the book from them.
Who knows? We're not game designers.
No, but we give ideas.
Yeah, they're listening right now.
Good.
Man, that plate is about to drop where I'm at, so this entire city is dead.
That's probably one of the best parts of the game right there, is like certain scenes right after that. Super emotional.
Yeah, I noticed because Mrs. Jessie just died right now.
Oh, shit.
Really good. A little tip, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't know about this, but in certain sequences where you fight a boss or enter an event where you need to fight off a lot of enemies, if you look carefully or just hold down the button, hold down square, it allows you to enter the customization menu before you finish the fight.
Really now? I did see like it's like transparent a little bit, but it did say menu like at the bottom left, and I was wondering like what is that for?
Yep, that's it. Allows you to customize the character right there and then go on to the fight.
Awesome.
Really handy when you have like 4 characters split up, and then you want to when one team finish that fight, they go over to the next team. You guys just hold down a button and then rework where you need right there on the fly.
Yeah.
Super useful.
I know Barrett probably sucks right now, so I noticed it, but I didn't press it anything because I'm so interested in seeing Reno, fuck shit up.
Oh, it happens after the cutscene, so you don't worry about anything. It's
Oh,
worth it.
okay. All right. Well, so far, I'm definitely getting decimated in this game, but I gotta. He's not that hard. He's not that hard. Rude is an asshole though. I'm sure you guys talked about him for bosses, right?
Yeah, we did.
Dude, I got so tired of this man grabbing me like it was a fucking Brock Lesnar match. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I said like he threw me to earth. I'm like, no, not the white woman. Leave her alone.
Oh yeah, I forgot he did that to me. So I feel your pain.
I do like that you can dodge. You know, he throws Cloud into Aerith or the other way around.
Yeah.
You can, if you switch to the other character, you can get them to dodge that.
Interesting.
Yeah, you don't have to wait for him to finish the grab animation.
But do you guys have any other questions? Or are we doing sign outs?
I think we
Nope.
answered our stuff.
Alright then, so we're gonna do outros here. So Daybreaker, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch at Daybreaker Rain. Yeah, you heard me right. I'm back on Twitch against my will. But I've been trying to get back into the swing of streaming, and I've actually been pretty consistent these past couple days. So it's been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to some of the new games that are coming out on the horizon. So keep an eye out for that.
Next up is Vietnam. Where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube and Twitch with the handle nam12399. If you're gonna find me on YouTube, I do video essay analysis videos, and I actually did one on the Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's around 1 hour and 40 minutes. It's a lot more composed and it gets my feelings and thoughts across probably a lot better than this did, but it's definitely a really long, beefy video.
Next up is If It's Not Fun.
It's pretty easy. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, anywhere else you might find me. It's If It's Not Fun. Pretty simple. I just do whatever I feel like, and people like it, so it's good enough for me.
I like that motto. It's a good motto. Next up is Inferno Dragon.
Y'all can find me on YouTube and Twitch at Inferno Dragon 343 and on Twitter at Inferno Dragon 3D.
Devil Hunter James.
You can find me on Twitter at DevHunterDream.
And last but not least, Brandito.
You can find me on Twitter at Immortal Brando. YouTube and Twitch are still a work in progress, but yeah, I'll start making video content hopefully by the end of the year.
Alright, and you can find me on Twitter at RentOperative_. You can find me on YouTube at Renegade Operative. I have a whole host of shit to do, but I know the next thing I'm going to work on is the Resident Evil Outbreak write-up. I'm going to talk about what I want for File 3 and some stuff they can fix, so look forward to that. This was a fun podcast. I'm going to try to get this up hopefully later in the week. And I know the next thing we're doing on Thursday is going to be Resident Evil Village Talk, so look forward to seeing you guys there. So this is the IAS signing out, and once again, we'll see you guys next time. Later.
Later, everybody.
Later.
Bye.
Peace.
Go away and don't get makeup poisoning.
If Jesse wants to fuck, just let her.